So here I am, sick again. Thankfully it happened just after Christmas and New Year, so it didn't disrupt my celebrations any, but still, it sucks. But there was one thing that came out over New Year that I can't avoid talking about, which is the new Doctor Who. And I was fairly impressed, so I'm just going to do a quick review on it, tell you my thoughts, and I may do a full why it doesn't work for me on season 11 one day, but that will be a decent chunk into the future. Also, spoilers. Spoilers, 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 spoilers everywhere. So what did I think of the New Year special? It's good, I liked it. I like the more drama-driven style they're taking Doctor Who, because this does feel a lot more like a BBC drama than the old campy kooky sci-fi that Doctor Who was. Not that that wasn't good, I love that. I love that aesthetic, I love that way Doctor Who functioned, it was incredibly unique, but I do also admit there had to be some sort of change in order to make Doctor Who new and fresh again. So that's good. And I like the story. I really liked the whole spy thing. That was very, very good. I really liked Stephen Fry's character, which means I'm very disappointed that he actually got shot fairly early into the episode, because he could have been a really fun recurring character. He could have been like the Doctor's new contact on Earth, and considering the kind of character he was, he could have been like really interesting. You could have done a lot of things with him, so I don't really know why they chose to kill him off so much, or maybe they just couldn't afford Stephen Fry for more than, 5 minutes? Now, how they handled him mistaking Graham for the Doctor, I think it was fine. Did it need to be there? No. Was it handled terribly? No. It was just, again, he made a reasonable assumption. He thought the Doctor was a man, went straight for the white man in the room, and it was good that they didn't linger on it. They just said, no, don't be silly, the Doctor's a man. And she said, no, here I am, and that was it. So that wasn't terribly done. Again, didn't need to be there, but, well, they had to do a joke like that at some point. And I think the gender politics of the Doctor now being a woman was handled so much better in the episode, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it was the one with King James and the witches, because that is really the only sense where her gender is really going to matter, when they're in a time period where women weren't listened to and treated with suspicion. What did I think of Jodie Whittaker? I think I liked her a lot better here. Again, not that I didn't like her in season 11, but I still feel like I don't know her. Like, I don't know what her Doctor is, and I think both she and the writers share the blame for that, because I don't think they've really defined this Doctor yet. None of them have. Not the actor, not the writers. I don't think we really have any definitive characteristics, any definitive models from her. We just don't know her yet. But I feel like in this episode, there was a little bit more just in the background, just with like Graham not actually realising that she did used to be a man. She thought, oh, I just thought she was joking. So that kind of says a lot about how her friends view her. They sometimes don't take note of what she says just because she's constantly rambling. And to talk about that, it is reminiscent of David Tennant and Matt Smith, but the thing that sets it apart for me is that this Doctor seems to more obviously be using it as a deflection technique, because when the camera cuts to Jodie, you can see she's always paying attention to everything around her. She's always got a serious face on. It's only when she's talking to her friends or trying to deflect from a situation that she suddenly starts, going off on one and starting rambling about nothing. So that was kind of interesting. I really wonder whether this Doctor's going to be kind of more secretive but then again, we don't know. Because I think Jodie's real strength in the last season anyway was her dramatic moments. She did the dramatic moments a lot better than the comedic moments, and that is such a shame because I've seen Jodie in interviews and I've seen her doing slightly more comedic roles, and she's funny and charming, but I really don't think the show is allowing her natural Yorkshire lass kind of persona to come out. If they did that, they could get some real good, not laugh out loud comedy, but something like more lighthearted and funny. But as it stands, Jodie is really knocking it out of the park with the dramatic moments at this point, but the comedy really sucks it out. But that's not a problem in this one. I don't think the comedy ever detracted from anything, because this wasn't really a very comedic episode, and I think that worked to its favour because they haven't ironed out the kinks with the more light-hearted elements yet. Now, as for the companions, Graham and Ryan, great. I really like that they have now come into a more natural back and forth between them. Like, now that they've kind of become family, they're kind of acting like family. They're kind of teasing each other, telling each other off and stuff like that. So that was one of the best things about season 11, was that relationship and the progression of that relationship. So I'm glad that we now get to see them acting like grandfather and grandson now. But sadly, Yaz, and oh God, I feel so bad for this actress because she's trying. I mean, she's doing nothing wrong, but this character, she's just extraneous. There's no reason for her to be there. Anything she does can be done by someone else, and it's such a shame. But I don't get her emotional journey. I don't really get why she's there other than just a young girl seeking out adventure, which we've had time and time and time and time and time again. So really, I don't see how they're going to fix Yaz at all in the next, 9 episodes. I really am not sold on her. I don't think she needs to be there. I would rather we were focusing on Ryan and Graham. Now, as for the twist, oh, I did not see that coming. And I don't think it's really smart to keep bringing like characters back. I mean, they brought back the Daleks in the last New Year's special, and now they've brought back the Master, but boy, I mean, they dropped hints that there was something off about this guy early in the beginning when, he's telling Graham, I've got all this information in the doctor, you want to have a look? And I was like, don't really know. I mean, what is it with this guy? And then when he introduced himself, said, you've got to look for the Spy Master or just the Master. And I was like, oh. And I think this actor really did a great job. I'd honestly say I think he was the best part of the episode, because he really managed to sell that whole innocent MI6 analyst, misunderstood, kicked out because he had this crazy idea, and he really sees the Doctor as this kind of saviour symbol. But then they dropped those hints of it, there's something off with this guy, and when they actually revealed it, I just did not see it coming. And I think the way he was acting all giddy and everything like that, I thought that is the Master. That is totally the Master, and I am completely on board for as many appearances as they want to give this guy, because I was really impressed with his performance. Like, top notch. My favourite part of the episode was that reveal. So I'm looking forward to the next episode, the conclusion to the story, and I'll probably do another quick little review on that. Hopefully I'll be feeling better by that point. And I hope all of you had a happy new year. Now, I know I said in my Teen Titans Why It Doesn't Work For Me that I wasn't going to start any more full reviews until well into January. And then I got into a conversation with a friend who loves anime and manga, about Western comics and how Western comics work. And I was telling her about this Killing Joke, which inevitably led to a discussion about this Killing Joke. So you can be expecting a review of the Killing Joke movie fairly soon. Thank you for joining me, and again, Happy New Year, everyone.